cross. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go. And this was interesting because we have mountains in Oklahoma, but we don't have mountains that go like that. And I'm not a young woman by any stretch of the imagination. And I wasn't sure I could climb like that, but I did. I knew I had to get up there. I had good help grabbing a hold of me and pulling me part of the time. But I knew I had to go up there. I had to look at this. I had to see this because it told, you know, I knew what it was. And it was just that other thing of, wow, culture that parallels things I know about. Okay. What does that look like? Anybody recognize what that symbol is for? That's 4 directions. Again, this is a pouch that had been made. And I didn't find this there, but this pouch signifies that 4 directions again. That thing that there's a teaching. Okay, let's go to the next. Cradle board. People know what this is? This is where babies are put to protect them when they're small. You see what's hanging right there? That's 4 directions. That's a wheel. That's protection. That's our life, our walk. That's where we go. See this? It's a baby structure. It's where a mother can lay and feed her baby. It's also where babies are laid when they're newborns. This one's old. It's fallen down. These sticks would have been built up to the side. This front would have been built up, and a baby could lay there in that and be protected and keep from falling out. When I saw this, and I walked up to it and I looked at it, there was something there that it actually took me to my knees. I was like, culture was screaming at me again. And right up here, like on the cradle board, was a 4 directions cross put at the top of it, signifying what that was. Let's go to the next one. This is another position of that. I think, can you see the cross right there? I am the world's worst at taking photos. I'm sorry. It is what it is, and that's what it is. Okay, let's go to the next one. See it? Yeah. Right there? This is the center of that 4 directions. This is bear grass, from what I understand. Or it's either bear grass or it's splint pulled off an inner bark. This is exactly how I would begin a 4 directions cross. This is how I was taught to do this. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of these done by tribal people. Right. So this again screamed out at me, but I had to go back and say, okay, where is this area? Are there a lot of humans coming up in here doing this type thing? No, this was a pretty secure area where we were. I think that cross, that 4 directions, put me into wanting to talk more about their culture, because it was something that just grabbed me and said, there's a culture out here. There's a sentient being out there that's doing things that is very much like what you've seen all your life. What tribal people, indigenous people have seen. Physical things being done. Not apparitions, not anything else, but physical things being done by a flesh and blood being. This structure was there too in that area. What I call this area is like a birthing area, transition area, however you want to say it. Now, these structures were old, and so part of them were falling down. This log is pretty big. It's, got a hollow out in it, I'm sure natural. There was also, it looked like to me, grubs and things probably had been pulled out of it at one time. But this structure, this teepee-like structure, and it's woven in there, that's not natural deadfall. That's placed there. That is worked together. Babies can be placed under that for protection during the daytime. That would have been a lot thicker, a lot more pieces. And you can see there's a lot of pieces that were laying around. This is also in a place where the sun would come down. And so if a baby needed to be placed in shade, they could. It could be put under that. And this shows you a little bit of how the sticks are placed. They're not just deadfall fell in there. Okay. So when I saw that area,